Hello everybody, welcome back to PadFootTD Games. My name is Zach, I'm the voice behind the icon, and today we are back with a beautiful Disney Dream once again here for our inaugural cruise that we've been doing with the Dream. But this is our 5-night adventure where we've stopped at Nassau and Castaway. We're at Lookout Point right now, Disney's newest private adventure, even though it's not super private, before we have a beautiful day at sea tomorrow and heading back to Fort Lauderdale. Really excited to be back. Sorry that it's been so long since I've uploaded a ShipSim video. There's so many of these that I want to make and I want to do. Life just gets away from you sometimes, and the only time that I really have to film these, unfortunately, is when everybody has gone to sleep, so that's why my voice is a little bit lower. One thing that I'm kind of looking at really quick, I'm going to break my magic here. Yeah, is this the updated one? I can't tell if this is the updated color. I've updated the colors since I've been using this ship. I've updated them on all of the Disney ships to really have that Monica blue instead of this black. But oh well. I still need to make a video on the Destiny coming out of its build, and still want to do the Dream and the Fantasy, and not the Dream, the Destiny, the Treasure, the Fantasy, maybe the Adventure, I don't know. But we are here on Lighthouse Point. Yeah, that is too far, my guy. Can you back up slowly? Oh my god. Perfect. There we go. Alright, so this is going to be very interesting. So the ship is here, and there's this giant long pier, and I know people are like, well, you don't have to tender. It's like a half-a-mile walk, and I don't think they have trams yet. I know that they have wagons for, like, bringing your kid and everything with you, but it's just one of those, like, this just was not thought out well. So, of course, you got Adventure Camp, which I know nothing about. I know nothing about this. We're actually going to go see this for the first time in May of next year, so I'm kind of excited about that. But I'm kind of looking at this. This is what Disney, quote-unquote, owns. This is what they're leasing, is this side. Now, I'm looking at a map of myself here. Not super detailed, but at least tells me enough of, like, there's a whole bunch of fun things to do here. Spas and wellnesses and beach places and a couple places to eat. Like right here and definitely right there and right there. What I also know is that there are 4 service animal relief areas. Now, what's nice about that, Castaway Cay only had 2. There's one by the adult area and there's one by the family area. And it literally was just like, here's grass. Here's a little bit of grass and sand, which was fine. But it's just interesting because it's like she could just kind of go anywhere and I'd pick it up. But there's like, let's see, there's one right here. There's one there, and there. Just to really make sure that Ella has plenty of places to potty. I actually just wanted to see, before we departed, I actually wanted to kind of like take the walk. This is us travel. Look how long this is just doing it at this speed, okay? Let's just stop here. Look how far, I'm going to zoom in here. Look how far away the ship is. I mean, don't get me wrong. That looks cool. That looks cool, right? Oh my god, that is so long. Really? I love reused textures. I think this actually just got redone. I can't remember what Rob just did. Rob released a whole bunch of updates, and I haven't been able to actually look at them yet. Here, let's fly a little bit. Let's go into drone mode, okay? Let's kind of see what this kind of looks like, because I know we have the ability to kind of go this way. Yeah. So this is like one of the swimming areas here. The actual lighthouse, which I don't even know if you can go to. I know very little. I haven't actually seen any video of anybody coming here. Just because I don't usually watch like other people's vlogs and stuff. Yeah, and then like the property would kind of end like up here. Like right here. And that's what Disney owns, which they don't need a ton more. But it's just one of those things of like, yeah, we got it. And I was really disappointed. I was hoping it was another island. I get it for the infrastructure, why it can't. Because, like, I mean, of course, you got Half Moon Cay right there, but, like, Princess Cay. I was here with the Carnival Pride in 2018? Yeah, because I got Ella in 2017. It was her first cruise in March, I believe. March or May. Being here, you know, so I was a little disappointed when this is the option that kind of came out, and you know, it kind of is what it is, and you gotta figure out what financially makes sense. It makes a lot more sense to like rent or lease an island than it would be to own it. Like, I get that. Can I grab a screenshot? Bam, just like that. All right, well, let's see. Let's get ourselves to the edge over here. Not a lot to see on the island. I figure there probably wouldn't be a ton, and that's okay. We'll get ourselves up here. Kind of get one last look here at the Disney Dream, because we have one day at sea here with us, in front of us, and then we're going to be back at Fort Lauderdale, ending the cruise. Can you believe that? We have two more videos, and that includes this one. With the Disney Dream, and I want to know what you guys want to see next. We have a lot of ships. I realize, like, I kind of want to do a showcase and being like, these are all the ships that we have to choose from, but that would be a lot. So I'm trying to figure out what I want to be able to do. There's a part of me that wants to do MSC. I do have World Europa available, as well as World America available. I do have the Treasure and the Destiny for Disney Cruise Line, as well as the Magic, smaller version of the Magic, but still available. What else do we have? We have the Destiny, the Treasure, the Magic, the Fantasy for Disney. For Carnival, we have pretty much every Carnival ship that's ever existed that we could ever do. I might do the Valor by Lucas. That is a very lovely ship. I very much enjoy that one. We've got the Queen Anne, the Queen Mary. We've got a whole bunch that have been done by Rob. Some fantastic ships as well. I did make contact with somebody new who makes ships, and I'm hoping that they'll be able to make me a high detailed Disney Magic at some point. They have done the Beachcomber, the Margaritaville at Sea ship that'll be coming up. I bought that from them, and that's been a fantastic little thing to play around with. God, why are you jumping? I know why you're jumping so fast. Hold on. There we go. Gotta get my drone out of control here. What else? We have a handful more ships from Norwegian Cruise Line. We have a bunch of ships from MSC, different classes. A handful of Royal Caribbean ships, including Independence of the Sea and pretty much all of the seas, via Alex Butte, for those of you who don't know, on Boosty. Yeah. What's crazy is, like, if you think of a ship, I probably have it. I really am hoping that Lucas he just finished an update of the Crystal or Celestial, one of his ships that's pretty well known in the community. He just finished one that actually looked really nice. I hope that he eventually does Norwegian Prima. It's such a unique design that I'm kind of like, ooh, I'd like to actually see that. But yeah, kind of let me know what you think. I know that I need to, like, kind of just make a list and show it to you guys. The problem that kind of comes with that is one that kind of ruins, like, oh, what ships are going to come next, and you know, all that kind of mystery. God, I've got Holland America, I've got Princess, I've got too many options. Whoever would have thought that we would have had that kind of problem. But let me know down below. I've had people talk about the Valor. Again, I do try to keep with realistic itineraries, just so everybody knows. So if I was to do one on the Valor, it is wherever it is currently coming from. So thank you for coming to my TED Talk and allowing me to brain rot you for a little bit of what we're hoping to do. Let's get back on board, set our course here with the beautiful Disney Dream, and get ourselves out of here from Lookout Point. All right, back on board here of the beautiful Disney Dream. So I kind of figured this is what we're going to do. We're going to pop up the map. We're going to get rid of our last journey, and we're going to bring ourselves down here and kind of pivot ourselves to open sea. Bring ourselves on the back side of the island. Travel down the chain. Cut back through, cut back up towards Castaway, and Port Everglades, Fort Lauderdale. Just like that. So this will be our journey all the way up and around, and it should be a pretty good time. So I actually do look forward to that. There's a handful of other cruises that I look forward to being able to do, whether it's like from New York, maybe up to Canada. I know there's like some 7-night cruises down here, 7-night cruises to the ABCs. I've got a lot of options, and I just kind of need help. I guess if you guys would like to see a list, like a full actual list of all the ships that I have, we can narrow down ships, and then we can narrow down itineraries, and I'm open to doing that. We gotta plan as a community on what we want to do first. But let's see, what time is it? Ooh, it's already 4:50. It is time for us to depart. That took a little bit longer than I thought. Let's get back down to the bridge. Let's get over here to the bridge wing. I always forget that I can actually... That's up, that's there. Just trying to adjust myself here. We can get that there. Let's get the controls up. All right, let's get ready to go. All right, since we are leaving, we are going to be sounding all of our bells and whistles, so we'll have that kind of up in the background. Let's drop line. All crew and guests are accounted for. We are going to put thrusters at 10% to head starboard on freeze motion. Just going to give a little bit of speed to get us away from the dock. And we got to say goodbye to everybody out there on the island.
This is the duty officer speaking from the bridge. We'll be sounding our ship's horn from the forward funnel. For those of you on the open decks at this time, you may want to cover your ears. Again, we'll be sounding our ship's horn from the forward funnel, and for those of you that are on the open decks at this time, you may want to cover your ears. Thank you for your attention.
And just like that, it is time to say goodbye. Hopefully you guys were able to hear that. CC Cleaner decided, hey, this seems like a good time for me to pop up. Oh my god. Please stop. What are you doing? Granted, I wish I was a little bit further from the dock. God, that speed is still crazy on this thing. I wish I was going more like 2 knots, not 4. And there you have it. Goodbye, Lighthouse Point. There's a part of me that, like, doesn't ever want to see this place because I'm such, like, a old school, want to be able to Disney magic and the Disney wonder and never go to something new. I love the Wish. I was very excited to go on the Wish. I am excited one day to go on to the Treasure. I am excited next year to go on the Destiny. I am open to trying new things. As I'm sticking my head out over the railing here, because that's good. This is always good. I am glad that I'm making this choice. So yeah, I'm excited about these things. So I'm gonna give this its fair shot and hope that it kind of lives up to that hype, and I hope it'll be fun. You know, this will be our first time obviously visiting with Kit Kat, first time checking with ourselves. Ella's first time here. Yeah, it'll be interesting. And it's always interesting to think of those kind of first, you know what I mean? And you never know. It could surprise me. There could be something that's here that is just so amazing that I'm like, oh my god, this is my new favorite place. Like, I love Castaway, but this is something amazing. And I think that also kind of stems from I still don't, and I'll take full blame for this, I don't really like the dream and the fantasy. I don't like this huge superstructure that goes over the ship. It feels like it blocks the funnel. It blocks the funnel. I don't like it on the Magic where they've got that drop slide. I don't like that. But the Wish, the Treasure, the Destiny, and the other ones where it starts here and it kind of climbs and it shoots through and it goes through, that I'm okay with. The weird, skinny and tall but fat back end that the Dream and the Fantasy have, I don't like. But I love the Wish, the Triton class, because it looks proper proportions, and plus, like, under the funnels, the superstructure that kind of curves out, it just adds such a nice depth to everything that I love it. I love the design. Like, I've been following the Destiny while it's being built this whole time, and the fact that it's, docked outside in the Netherlands right now, and they had done the sea trials and this and this and this. I loved the Treasure when it came out. It's weird to feel like I went from not liking these ships, especially with the speakers instead of actual horns, mind you. The Wish did it for me, and then it got, we were able to then go to the Treasure, and then, now going to the Destiny. It's just one of those things that's just, it's so cool. I'm actually gonna not take the speed, take the navigation, up the speed a little bit as we get going. Just gonna turn ourselves a little bit. I kind of wish that it had kind of flight controls. So, like, if you're in let's say you're flying flight sim and you're in a 737, you have the ability to edit the maximum degree of banking that the autopilot will use. And I kind of wish that was I wish this had an ability to do here. Because, like, this is fine. This is a fine amount. But I'd like to be able to say, okay, I don't want you to go past, like, 12 degrees. Like, really big sweeping turns. Because that's one of the things that kind of takes out some of the realism as we're going. You'll be sailing, and all of a sudden you hit the checkpoint, and you turn 90 degrees in, like, a foot. You know what I mean? So, yeah, that can be interesting. One thing I do plan to do, 100%, because it takes a long time to film these ship videos, and, so for like a 5-night voyage, I've been doing this for what? Feels like a half a year at this point, which I hope to get better at, I promise. I do plan for our Destiny trip to sail the Destiny, do a virtual vacation like we did when we went on the Wish. I loved making that video when we were kind of like using Microsoft Flight Sim to check out the parks, and then we did Virtual Sailor to do the cruise. I want to do that again, because for the Destiny, we do plan to go to Universal Studios and Epic Universe while we go on the Destiny as well. And then That's in 2026. Looking forward to 2027. Now, this is always subject to change. We never know how it's going to be, especially with what happened to my dad, which I'll explain here in a second, because I don't know if I ever really said anything here on the channel. In 2027, we plan to take a 14-day with the Disney Magic from Galveston through the Panama Canal for the westbound crossing for the Disney Magic to return to the West Coast. And for it to get ready for the Alaska season that it'll be taking. Which will be amazing. I've done a eastbound Panama Canal crossing. So it'd be really neat to go the other way. And then either fly home or take a little bit of time and spend a couple days out there. Not 100% sure yet. Still trying to figure out taking time off from this job and making that manageable. Because unfortunately, with me being the important guy, the boss, because I am the boss, it is actually relatively hard for me to take time off. Yeah, I gotta work on that. I gotta find an assistant, essentially, so that I'm able to take this time off. But yeah, it could be a lot of fun. And I know I'm sitting here from like a seat of privilege. I understand that, but you know, I am very lucky to have this is so tight. To have what I have in my life, and I recognize that, and I've had a lot of help getting here from my family. And don't get me wrong, we work hard, but it's 100% family's made this all possible. And this is our fun. You know, we don't drink, we don't smoke, we don't play the lottery, we don't gamble. You know, we don't go ATVing or stuff every weekend. We used to. This is what we kind of save up for, is to be able to do trips like this. And we still try to find ways to save money with it. But I know it's from a place of privilege. But there you have it, everybody. Saying goodbye to Lighthouse Point. Lookout Cay, Lighthouse Point. I think that's what it is. This has been a fun journey. And I know we still have one more, an early arrival back to Fort Lauderdale, so I'm looking forward to that already. But I really do appreciate you guys being patient and always coming along for the ride. I really do like you guys, and it's been hard with the baby to be able to get up here and make videos, but I'm trying my darndest, and I know you guys really like the ship videos, so I'm going to continue to keep on trying to push through and get these out. But I think that's all the talking I can do for right now. So I'm going to leave it here. If you guys enjoyed what you saw in this video, thank you. Thank you so very much, Windows, for just throwing that in there. I really appreciate you trying to find any way possible to interrupt this. Thank you. Thank you guys so much for coming out to this one. If you did enjoy it, we do try to get a video out here at least every once in a while. I swear it's getting harder and harder. But I'm trying. And we'll see you guys in the next one. Plus, also, in the comments down below, if you made it this far especially, put in there what ship do you want to see next. We have one video after this to finish the Disney Dream Saga. And then we're going to be going right into the next ship. I need to know what you guys want to see. What ship do you want us to see sail next? I have a couple in mind, but I really want to hear what you have. Just as a reminder as well, before I actually say goodbye, disclaimer, this ship is not available. There are a handful of ships that are not available. There are edits to ships that I have made that are not available. The edits that I am making to these ships are only to ships that I own, that I have paid money for, such as Alex Butte's Disney Wish. I have made the Destiny and the Treasure just by editing a handful of things on the ship. Textures, names, logos. That is it. And I would not release those to anybody else. So you may see ships that are no longer available. You may see ships that are not available for purchase. Please make sure you listen to the beginning of the episode. Like the whole series when I say that. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. Thank you guys so much for coming out to this one. And we'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.